Mindset without borders is like a mind that believes that anything is possible in this life. To start by saying good evening to every one of us for joining this platform. It's indeed an honor to be in your midst today. And then I also want to thank Tommy Sin for, she's actually a very great girl, for organizing
Thank you, ma.
something like this for all of us. And then I also want to thank all of you for joining because probably you would have wanted to do something on a Saturday evening, but you chose to be here. So I believe that we are all going home with something, including myself. We're going to learn something new that is going to help each and every one of us. So when Thomason sent this topic across, our topic today is breaking forth from societal limitations and pressure as a young girl in Africa. That the theme of this program, which is Educated Girl Child, is very necessary because the value of girl child education cannot be overemphasized. This is because investing in a girl's education transforms families, transforms the community, and transforms the world at large. Because a woman is directly responsible for her children and her family. And just like people would say, give a woman something, she tends to multiply it. So when you educate a woman, she's going to take it home to her children, she's going to take it home to her spouse, her siblings, her family. And then when families are transformed, communities will be transformed. And when communities are transformed, countries will be transformed, and then the world at large. And also, when you educate a woman, they tend to earn higher incomes as well because she would get the skills she needs. She's also going to be able to participate in decisions that would, equip her, to build a better life for herself and then for her family as well. Okay, so there are different limitations, when I was carrying out my research that affects a girl child in Africa. And I discovered that um, some of us may have even or are currently undergoing such limitation currently. But the good news is that there is always a way out. The different limitations that we have, the first one is access to education. The truth is that as while working with UNICEF, I was opportune to meet different adolescents because you're being sent to different communities. So we have the opportunity to work with both younger and older adolescents. Before that, when I hear of, people don't have access to education, I usually think it's far-fetched. Probably it's happening out there. But working with UNICEF, I discovered that different young girls don't go to school. Even those that go to school, they don't truly understand the value of education. They feel education is, oh, I'm just going because my parents said I should go. Most of them in their heads, they probably just want to marry a rich man. Not even it may not even be a rich man, they just want to marry and you just relax and be taken care of. That is the height of their ambition until you start working with them. So access to education, according to UNESCO report, it was discovered that about 1 in 4 young women, don't even get access to primary school education. And that is a very disturbing report because by the time you extrapolate 1 in every 4 young women, you discover that so many people, so many young women, so many young girls don't have access to education, talk more of quality education. The second one we have is gender-based violence. This is another limitation that affects young girls in Africa. This gender-based violence, according to World Health Organization, they stated that 1 in 3 women experience physical or sexual violence in their lifetime. This violence can be in the form of domestic abuse or rape or sexual trafficking. Working with adolescents, I discovered that some of them are even being raped by their fathers. Some of them are being raped by their spouses. And I discovered that this is a very disturbing news, even down to school, where I go to school, right in your class. Even some of us here, we may know somebody that may have, that is currently even experiencing it as I'm talking right now, even trafficking. The next limitation we have is child marriage, and it's sad that it's I think it happens mostly in the northern parts of the world, of Nigeria rather, because most of them, they have so many children, and then the girl child, once she gets to 12, 13, they just marry her off to an alhaji, or probably somebody, an elderly person. And these girl brides, these child brides, they are denied education, and then they start to give birth very early, and most of them are at risk of different complications that happen because their reproductive organs are not even fully developed before they take in. And we all know the stigma that comes when a woman cannot give birth. The stigma is too much. So they have this pressure to, they want their parents are even like, you have to give birth, or you understand, you have to give birth. So these girls, they're taken at a very premature age, and they're exposed to so many health challenges and consequences of taking in at that early age. We also have female genital mutilation, and this means cutting off of the female part. There are actually different types of female genital mutilation. Is an intentional cutting off of the female parts of the reproductive organ. You're cutting it off, or you're altering it for non-medical reasons. And there are so many beliefs why, there are so many people that believe this is for culture, like probably so that the girl is not going to be promiscuous. But there are so many health challenges that occur due to this act. Some of them can be prolonged labor, obstructed labor, and they find it some, and it exposes them to so many other infections, because most of the time those that carry out this mutilation use unsterilized instruments to do that, and it's very unnecessary. Another limitation we have is in the aspect of gender inequality. We have in the aspect of water and sanitation. And of course, we could go on and on and on to list all these limitations. Anyways, we're in the world, there will always be limitations. So, how do we break forth from these limitations, especially as a young girl, especially as a woman? I started by saying that, when I was, ruminating about it, I discovered that any change has to come from within, because it's from within that flows out issues of life. So I discovered that any sustainable change to break off from these limitations has to come from within. The first step is to edit your mindset. A mindset without borders is like a mind that believes that anything is possible in this life. As a woman, as a young lady, as a young girl, you have to start by telling yourself that I can be anything I set out to be, only if I put my mind to it and I put in the necessary hard work. If you can start telling yourself, reminding yourself this every single day, you discover that before you know it, you begin to put in necessary actions that you need to change your life and change your world. And at large, you're going to be that thing you set out to be. This is because everything you want to be, you cannot wake up. Rome wasn't built in a day. So you cannot wake up today and decide probably you want to be a lawyer. You can't wake up today and then you're already a lawyer. You have to first of all go to the university, pass all your courses. Probably you go to law school definitely, and then further your career, get all the skills you need before you become a lawyer. And throughout all this process, there must be challenges. Every day comes with a new challenge, a new battle, a new hurdle. So telling yourself that you can do it, no, because you don't know, no, I don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. But because you're hopeful that you can make it, That is why you're able to, or you would be able to, pass through whatever challenge life throws at you tomorrow. And then, secondly, is you need to surround yourself with go-getters. Go-getters. Because the truth is, nobody can pass through life alone. Nobody can do anything alone. We all need one another. But the people, the company that you keep around you has a very strong influence on who you're going to be tomorrow. If you want to be a smoker, I bet you, and if you're a non-smoker now and you want to start smoking, just keep staying around those that are smoking. In the nearest 1 month, 2 months, the way you, in fact, you will be the leader of the group very soon, because the company you keep matters a whole lot. So to break forth from these limitations, you have to surround yourself with go-getters. If you want to do something big, something that has never been done in your community, all you need to do is to talk to people that you probably has achieved a great feat, even those that have failed. All you need to do is ask them about their experiences. Share your dreams with those that believe in you and not those that are negative. Then the third way, I'm talking about with respect to the mind now. The third way is to never get comfortable. It is very, very easy to get comfortable with where you are. Probably you have achieved one or two things in your life, and then you feel that I've gotten to the zenith of my life, I've gotten to the zenith of my career, or something of that nature. But never get comfortable, because to whom much is given, much more is expected. And there is always something new you can do every single day. So you don't have to get comfortable with where you are now, because you can always do better. You can always do greater than you did today. That is how you become a superstar. Then the fourth way is to build mental strength. There will be always challenges, and building this mental strength has to do with inculcating good mental habits, in the sense that you have to always tell yourself that you can do it. You have to learn to push away every form of negativity that comes from people around you, even those with small dreams. You have to learn how to push off this negativity. You have to believe in yourself, first of all, because you are your greatest cheerleader. Nobody is going to believe much more in you than you believe in yourself. And it's even how much you believe in yourself that is going to radiate, and others will even believe in you. So if you don't believe in yourself, nobody is going to believe in you. So these are the different ways you can build up your mind, because when you build up your mind, you can break forth from all these limitations that I listed down. Also, another way to break forth is the process of empowerment. As we are here now, I know that most of us are young adults. We can start by empowerment. Empowerment in the sense that starting from where you are right now, what you can do where you are. The first way we can start empowering these young girls, even empowering ourselves, is by starting from where you are. You can start by forming advocacy groups, in the sense that you can form about a group of about 5 to 10 people, where you start encouraging yourself. It could be 5 to 10 young girls, 5 to 10 young women. You start encouraging yourself in that group. You also start reaching out to different communities. You don't have to wait till probably you start working with a large organization. You can start where you are right now. You can start when you build and when you form those groups, the groups of about 5 to 10, you reach out to different communities and start educating young girls that are there. Because the greatest legacy you can leave behind is not houses or cars. The greatest legacy is that you've touched a life. We are opportune to, we, our parents, gave us the opportunity to go to schools. I know some of us may be financing ourselves, but then you have this opportunity to have access to education. So the best thing you can do is to start reaching out to different young girls in different communities, and to start teaching them the value of education. You can even start teaching them minor arithmetic skills, reading and writing. We can start like that. Then another way is financial empowerment for young girls. We all know that without money, you're doing nothing. Like money is like the in thing. Do you understand? So this financial empowerment, we all know the world is going digital, going technological. So we can start learning digital skills as young women, as mothers. You can start learning digital skills and you can combine it with your current career, because very soon everything may become virtual. So by that way, you get, so that whatever happens tomorrow, you know that your finances are covered. Then also you can encourage young girls to join politics and learn how to, get involved in politics. And when I mean politics, it mustn't necessarily mean, the minister. You can start by getting involved in little leadership groups, because leadership is a very important way to break forth from these limitations. And you should always remember that wherever you are, you're a role model to somebody you may not know. You're a mentor to somebody. You're mentoring somebody through your actions. So if you can always have that at the back of your mind, you discover that you're going to be more conscious of the way you live your life. Because as a young girl today, somebody is watching you, somebody is looking up to you. So when you always have that at the back of your mind, you would know that you can't behave anyhow, because whatever you do today, if you don't, is tiny. We know that tiny bits of water makes an ocean. So you want to become probably the president of Nigeria. Let me give for instance, how you're behaving today, is that how a president would behave? So when you have all these questions at the back of your mind, you discover that you would begin to drop bad habits and pick good ones. So these are different ways I feel that we can break forth from these limitations. And very importantly, any of us that probably has been, that is finding it very difficult to break forth, you need to talk to somebody. If you're abused in any way, I think you need to reach out to somebody and talk to somebody. Please don't die in silence, because from my work, some girls, they're being abused and they keep quiet, and sometimes we lose some of those adolescents, and it's a very painful experience for us, because we probably didn't know about it before she lost her life or something. So if you're having any difficulty, please try to reach out to somebody as soon as possible, because there'll always be someone out there that can listen and help you. So I that's the much I can say.